Okay, what's up, guys? My name is TMossBoss, and I wanted to let you guys know about Anchor. Anchor is an app that you can download to record your podcast in the easiest way ever. Like, it doesn't require a whole lot to know. Like, you just pretty much press record and you just start doing your podcast and stuff. I don't know what you plan on doing, but you plan on doing something. That's why you're here. So, yeah, download Anchor, or you could go to their website, anchor.fm, and yeah, you could do it straight from your computer too. So yeah, it's easy. They distribute everything to they distribute your podcast to every streaming services like out there, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere. Okay, and then you can monetize it, so you're making money off of what you love doing. All right, so people, make sure you do it. Make sure you download Anchor, or you go to their website, anchor.fm. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for listening. Peace. Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to the TMossBoss show. First, let me get some water because my throat's feeling a little dry. Yeah, I had to have some water on standby. I do that in YouTube videos. I do that everywhere. Like when I get me some free, I feel like now with a podcast, like it doesn't even matter. Like if I take a break or do some, well, I mean, it would matter. Like if I disappear and like mid podcast or something like that, I won't do. All right, that's something like I don't think people do that. Plus, it's just like me by myself. Like that's what I'm hoping for. Like there's that one friend that I can trust, and I'm like, you know what? You should be a co-star or a guest, whichever, on my podcast. Yeah, there's one friend I'm trying to convince. She's actually the one that got me into podcast. Shout out to Angela. She's the one that got me into it. I'm like, okay, I feel like she knew more about podcast like stuff than me, and I'm like, I feel like you would probably be like the perfect person to either have as a guest or a co-star on the show. And she's been listening to them longer than I have. Like I remember, I think I'll like listen to like clips of a podcast, but I won't watch a full podcast. Like I don't know, like seeing those like hour-long podcasts like that was like something that I didn't really get into. But I was watching David Dobrik. He has his podcast. I was watching his I think it was his last episode, Views. And I was pretty entertained with it. I liked it. It had me laughing at some parts. But overall, like this is just something that I just plan on doing. I'm gonna try to make it into a daily thing. Like if I don't get a chance to like but I feel like that how I'm doing it in things, it's pretty easy. So if I miss a day, then I'm like, that's just me being lazy. But no, overall, like yeah, I'm gonna try to like just be really into this and things. So anyways, in today's episode of the TMossBoss show, I'm going to be talking about new rappers versus old rappers. Now, if you are a fan of rap music, then there's going to probably be some things you can agree with me on. But if you're not, like you have no idea like about rap music and the generations and the genres and just all of that different type of stuff, then this will probably be like a good like informational podcast to help you out on that. And so overall, overall, I feel like the question is going to be for some people is what rap music can I listen to out in public? You know, like there's some rappers out there where you can listen to them. Overall, I feel like that is some rap music, or actually no, not even some, the majority of rap music today, it's the instrumentals. If an instrumental goes hard, all right, and it's like blowing out speakers, like you hear people driving by just blasting, like that's the rap music that you can listen to out in public. Because overall, it's like people just listen to it for the beat. There's a lot of rap music that I have on my phone where the beat just sounds amazing. Now I could just download the instrumentals, but no, I gotta have vocals. I gotta have some form of lyrics. Like I might listen to the lyrics and stuff, but for the most part, I listen to the instrumentals. Like there's some rap music out there where I'm like, yo, like them lyrics, like that goes hard. I like that. Like they need to do more of that. And it's like it's just what rap music, there's just so many different, like, so much different art with it. You know, like, there's rappers out there that can, they can, like, add a rock sound to it, and then, like, still just, like, but, like, rapping. Like, they're adding, like, they're, like, rap lyrics to a Nirvana beat, or, who else? An AC/DC beat, or, like, it's just, like, it's different. And so that's the type of rap music that I would have to say, like, that's the top of my list. Like, you know, like, that's what I overall like. But then there's, like, this some where it's, like, they gotta have, like, 808, like, you know, an 808 beat and stuff to it. And it's, like, back then, 808s, I don't even think that was a thing. Like, I don't know who was the starter of 808 beats, but, like, maybe Kanye. The reason why I say Kanye, because he had an album called 808 and Heartbreaks. So I'm assuming that Kanye was the one that brought that up. But if not, then yeah, I don't know. That's probably just dumb on my part. It'll probably be somewhere people are all like, a YouTuber thinks Kanye was the creator of 808 beats. Like, listen, I don't know. I just listened to the music. I'm sorry. I wish I'd knew a lot more better things involving music, but I don't know. Like, I know about music, but I don't know everything about it. So I apologize to those out there. But yeah, it's like, that's one thing that artists, they use that a lot. Like, if you listen to like SoundCloud artists, or just not even that, like, there's mainly like that's what, like, mainly like SoundCloud artists is. Like, I feel like that's the trend now. Like, that's where every rapper is blowing up on. And yeah, there's some artists where they, you know, post on YouTube and stuff, or they do get their music out on Spotify. But it's right now, I feel like I honestly can't remember, like, an artist that, like, outside of SoundCloud, like, blowing up and things. Like, I feel like that's been the trend for a few years now. Like, SoundCloud rappers, like, you pay attention to it for so long, like, you just forget, like, how artists blew up, like, back in the day and things. Like, I can't even, like, tell you guys, like, how Kendrick Lamar blew up. Like, you know, it's just like, I assume that he just released that one good song and did a lot of, actually, you know what, no, I take that back. I feel like that how artists back in the day, like, features, if they got featured onto a song. But overall, like, the question is, I'm trying to, like, understand or answer, is, like, how did that rapper that featured them? So, like, for an example, if like, I don't know, like, Bow Wow, I feel like that's, I don't know, like, he ain't really, like, rapping nowadays. This dude's out here screaming in the clubs about Sierra. But if it was like, how did he get recognized? Like, you know, like, how did he get a feature with Snoop Dogg? I think overall, I remember him saying, like, he got some music made with Snoop Dogg. I think he did. I don't know. I don't really listen. Only, like, album I listened to with Bow Wow was that song. It was that album that had that song with Omarion. And then it was like had a music video, then the music video led into a Sierra video. That was like one and only time I had to say that I heavily listened to Bow Wow. Like, maybe some music that my sister might have had, but yeah, I didn't really, I feel like, yeah, Bow Wow, I could have used a better example than that. Like, I don't know, like, I'm just like, all right, maybe Kendrick Lamar, like, how did he get his fame? You know, like, and it was like, yeah, he might have some, like, major features and things, but then people overall paid attention to him instead of features. But, like, how did he get those features? You know, so that's why I feel like that's how, like, whatever the answer to that is, that's how artists are blowing up. But now for, like, 4 or 5 years now, the trend has been SoundCloud. Like, I remember it was at a point in time where, like, rappers, and there were, like, rappers that wasn't blowing up. Like, you ain't gonna see, like, Lil Pump or what other, like, famous SoundCloud rapper. Like, you're not gonna see them tweeting people saying, like, oh, listen to my music and things. But like, that's probably how they did. It might have just been in their area, I don't know. But yeah, that was like, I remember when SoundCloud was like taking trend and things, like when it was like starting to blow up, you had rappers like messages, like I had rappers left and right tweeting me saying, hey, listen to my music. There is times where people was like hitting me up 4 or 5 in the morning talking about, hey, listen to my music. And that's, and the reason why I had to say that, I was like, that what was happening because I had music producer in my bio. And so I put that down because I was like, I was making music heavily at the time. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to put that in my bio on Twitter. And I had people tweeting me their music videos, their SoundCloud links. And I'm like, bro, it is 5 in the morning. There was one person that did that and I got on them for it. I'm like, yo, like, tweet me at like a later time and things. Like, I know if you know that and it's like my thing had it in the like in my Twitter description that I lived in Seattle. So if you lived across state, then you know that there's an hour difference, and you know I'm not gonna be up at that time like tweeting. That's why I was like, when friends, like when I remember when I went to Louisiana, you know, and I knew that there was an hour difference. So I'm like, oh, okay, there ain't gonna be people up right now. And I'm like, it's 8 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock there, or 6 o'clock there. So it's like, yeah, ain't gonna be no friends up right now. Ain't gonna be no friends talking to me and things. Here I am thinking it's 8 in the morning. I'm thinking people are up, and I started thinking about it, like, no, there's an hour difference. So I know that. But this person didn't know that. And my phone started going off in the middle of the, in the morning. And I'm like, what is going on? Look, and it's somebody all like, oh, listen to my music. And at that point, I was mad. I'm like, you know, woke me up out of my sleep to listen to some music that I'm not going to listen to. Overall, I didn't. But I didn't want to be like rude. But at the same time, I'm like, you just woke me up. So I gave them some advice. They accepted it. And then, yeah, we just went on about our days and things. But I'm like, that, I feel like stuff like that, where they like artists do that, where they're like promoting their music and like people's comment sections, and that's what like I see a lot of people doing now. Like if you go to a rapper's like Instagram page and then they post, like for an example, DaBaby, you know, that's a rising artist in the like in the game right now. You go to his comment sections, you'll probably see some people all like, oh, forget his music, check out my music. I cannot stand people like that. Like where you're just crapping on the person's dreams, you're crapping on the person's music so somebody can listen to your music. That's why a lot of times when they get comments or replies back thinking people are going to like actually like it, no, I think people, they're only doing that for the views. They're only doing that for the attention. But yeah, for the most part, ain't nobody going to like heavily listen to their music. And it's like maybe they might get that one person like throughout the whole year that might listen to their music, but for the most part, they don't get, I feel like that they just don't get a whole lot of viewers. They don't even have a whole lot of followers. So yeah, it's like when they do stuff like that, I just can't stand it. I'm like, man, like you promote your music, but promote it in a good way. Like go to a forum or go to a Reddit page, or you know, go to places where you can submit your music, but don't be in the comment sections of a rapper. Like that's just not, no, that's not the way. Okay, that's just not the way. Like don't do that. All right, that's just my advice to some rappers out there. If you do listen to this podcast, don't be that person. Do not be that person. It's just I feel like that's just frustrating on that person's part. And that's like, I even see it like sometimes myself, not with rappers, but with other YouTubers, where they promote people's videos like in the comment section. I mean, overall, that's just like a thing that people do and stuff. Doesn't matter if it's rapping, YouTube videos, or anything, but I see people do that, and there's times where they're promoting other people in my comment sections, and I'm like, okay, yeah, just disregard the fact that you're on my channel. Like, yeah, just my videos don't matter. Like, they're just non-existent to the world. Like, don't do that, please don't. But yeah, it's just like with like rappers, they do that. Like that's just like, yeah, SoundCloud rappers and stuff. I don't know like about other rappers that blow up. It seems like that they'll release like maybe a few good songs, and then all of a sudden they're like touring and freaking performing at an MTV award or BET awards or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's that's how some things get started. I don't know, like it's like I would like to know, like, what have you guys like noticed and stuff with rap music? Like, how did you see like an artist blow up? I know there's probably times like maybe they're freestyling and things on YouTube or freestyling somewhere. That's one way of like getting like blown up and things. But I know there's like the one rapper, Juice World, that dude freestyle for a whole hour. Like he was on some like YouTube channel and he did that. I'm like, are you serious? Like, is that allowable? Like, how do you Like, I mean, like, of course you have the time. Like, you're a rapper, bro. But, like, how do you just sit there for a whole hour and freestyle? Like, I can't even freestyle for a few seconds. Like, I can't even think of a sentence on the spot like that. Like, maybe a sentence, that's about it. That's it. But this man out here for a whole hour, multiple beats, all of that, switching up flows and things, like, that's talent right there. That's just pure talent. So it's like rappers like him where you can do some stuff like that. That's just straight up talent. Then I know there's like other rappers too. Well, I would really consider them artists. I don't know. I wouldn't want to put them in as a category as just a rapper, but I would consider them more of an artist where they can sing and they can do like play instruments and all this other stuff. Like for an example, Childish Gambino. Now the first time I heard him, he was rapping. And then I remember, it was his song 3005, and I remember it was like, I heard his rapping verse. I didn't know he was also singing the hook. So when I seen that was just like, oh, he's an artist. That man's just a full-out artist. Like, the fact that, if you listen to his last album, I think it's titled Awaken My Love. I think that's the name of it. If not, then I apologize. But his last album, yeah, that dude, like, his song, Me and Your Mama, like, that song, like, I just find myself just scrolling all the way to because that was, like, one of the first songs. I remember when I created a Spotify account, and that was one of the first songs I downloaded. I'll scroll all the way to, like, the first few songs I downloaded just so I can listen to that one song. Because that song is it's just so good. And then also his song Redbone. Those are, like, the two singles that blew up off of that album. And I know people was thinking like, oh, he ain't really singing that, like that's auto-tune and stuff. No, he was really singing that because he even proved it on the radio show. He went up on the radio show and was performing that song. So it's like, yo, like that man, that's just pure talent right there. Like that's just pure talent. Like at that point, you're no longer a rapper. You're just a full-blown artist. And I don't know, like there's not too many rappers that can do that. Like I know Snoop Dogg, I remember he did a gospel album. Like that was good. That was pretty good. I listened to a few of those songs. I was like, nah, I can respect this and things, but yeah, it's like rappers, they just have like a lot of like differences in music. Like there's like I feel like, and that's probably like just a thing where they're just bored. Like, yo, like, I could do more than this. Like, there's a lot more than I can do. And I'm like, I don't blame them. Like, nah, like, just don't stick with one thing. Do multiple things. Like, make rock music. Make country music. Freaking Nelly did a song called Over and Over. Like, that was probably one of his most famous songs. One of my favorite songs, too. I listen to that song. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna, like, just go and try to make myself, like, oh, I listen to nothing but hard music. No, I listened, and when I was in school, I listened to that song all the time. When I was in elementary, that was one of my favorite songs by Nelly. Okay, so that's just a song that's a classic. All right, that's like Nelly. He would be an artist. I mean, yeah, overall he's a rapper, but he's done different sounds. So yeah, I would consider him an artist. I know the one rapper, rest in peace to him, XXXTentacion, he did rap music, but he did singing music, he did like instrumental stuff. Like yeah, he I think he even produced a couple of his songs. But yeah, he's overall an artist. Who else? Like yeah, I feel like any artist that can like sing and rap and they could produce and they could do like a bunch of different stuff with their music. Yeah, they're artists. They're no longer rappers and stuff. But yeah, and it's like I feel like it's a generation thing. You know, like you see the newer generation doing this. You don't see like I mentioned Snoop Dogg, but he overall just raps. Like that gospel album was just by far just a bizarre random moment for him. But it was good though. Like it was a good gospel album. I remember I listened to it and I liked it a lot. And but like it's a generation thing. Like you don't see like 80s rappers and stuff like doing different sound. Well, actually, no, I take that back. 80s rappers, I Run DMC, I forgot all about them. Like they were in a group that I forgot about. They did a rock. Well, it was like they rapped, but it was like over a rock beat. So it was like they kind of did it, but they were overall like rapping and stuff. But like and then like 90s like rap. Overall like 90s rap was just like gangster rap music. Like I can't think of an artist that was just doing like they wasn't rapping about that gangster life. Like they were just rapping and things like, you know, like rhyming. Well, LL Cool J, did he? I need to listen to more of his music, because there's like a couple of songs I listened to and stuff of his. And but I feel like, I don't know, like for the most part, every other rapper, they were like gang members, or they like had their own gang, like NWA, prime example. Like, you don't really like see them changing up the sound to their music and things. Like, they overall had their whole posse, they had their whole gang, so there wasn't nothing to change with them. Even nowadays, you don't see like any differences like with them and stuff. I mean, yeah, they overall like evolved in life, but like music wise, like it's just still the same thing. Like, to see them do like singing music, like if they decide like we're no longer gonna be NWA, we're gonna be like the older Boys to Men or something. Like, they just like, you see Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, and it was like and if he was alive, rest in peace to him too, Eazy-E. Like, you see those guys like singing, like that's like something where it's like, that's just not likely of them. So it's like, they just overall, I feel like that's a style that you have to be comfortable with. And it's like, that's why, like with new rappers, I feel like in this day and age where rappers, it's just like, it's in a day and age where it's like people are more comfortable. Like, I feel like that back then, like once when you put yourself in something, you have to stick with that one thing. You can no longer leave it. And that's probably why a lot of like older artists, they haven't like really changed and stuff. But it was like, artists artists nowadays, like you don't really see them just sticking with one thing. You see them just going all over the place and stuff. So that's it's like the newer generation, like this year's like generation of rappers. You might see some where they just stick with rapping, but who knows what the future is gonna hold for them. They might do some singing music. I seen there's a one guy, and that was just kind of weird of him to do that, but Vic Mensa, I was scrolling on Instagram and seeing this, and this man, like no joke, dressed up in drag and was wearing a Confederate like flag dress. And if you know who Vic Mensa is, like overall, like yeah, his music is like rapping music. I think he might have done some singing music, so yeah, he might just be an artist. But this definitely like just brought him away from, if people did think he was just a rapper, no, like that man, he's an artist. Like he's an artist, because after I seen that, as weird as it was to see something like that, like I would have to consider him an artist. Like, I just feel like that's the rule of music. Like that's something where it's like you won't see like older artists do that. Like if for any like let's say if it was like Tupac, maybe if it was like comedy or something, but if it was like no, like he looked like he was being serious in that song. And it kind of reminded me of this movie, man, what was that movie? Like the dude, he was acting weird. Like the dude had a woman off up in a like hole in his basement. Was it Hannibal? No, it wasn't. It might have been. I can't even think of the name of that movie. But I always get movies confused. I can't even think of the name of it. But yeah, dude was like dressed up in drag and was like, he put lipstick on and then like bent his, you guys are probably all like, what kind of movies do you be watching? But no, dude like seriously like tucked in his privates. It was such a bizarre scene, and it was like dancing and things. I'm like, I don't know. Like, getting off of like topic of rap music, if somebody were to ask me to do that scene, I'm like, can it please be a comedy music or like movie? Like, I can't do this and things like it, and if it's being serious, because people are gonna think that I'm really crazy. But if I'm like if it's jokes, if it's like people can laugh about this, like then it's like okay, then cool. But I don't want people to be like we thought Tyler was a weirdo. Like, nah, he really a weirdo now doing movies like that. But anyways, back to like talking about music. But yeah, Vic Mensa, he did that, and I'm like, I don't know about that one. Like, that's something where I'm like, there's like boundaries I feel like that rappers and artists shouldn't cross. Like, you're overall doing it for jokes, then okay. But if you're being serious, like, I felt uncomfortable watching that video. But overall, like, if that's his style, if that's what he wants to do, then okay. But bro, you should have been doing it. You should have did that in the start, and then like worked your way up to the music that you got going on now. So it's like I'm like, nah, bro, like you can't, like, you don't see, like I'm saying, like you don't see other artists doing like, or older artists doing stuff like 90s like gangster rappers and things. And Vic Mensa, I don't know, like he might be considered, he might just be considered a rapper. Like, I don't know, like, what to really consider him and stuff. Like, he does, like, have, like, a gangster personality about him and stuff. But overall, like, I feel like that now with rap, like, you don't really see too many, like, gangster rappers. Like, you just see, like, the new, like, I don't even know, like, what to really call, like, this new generation, like, rappers and things. And it's like, I don't want to just consider them all like SoundCloud rappers, because there was rappers that wasn't even doing, like, SoundCloud wasn't even a big thing, but yeah, they post their music on there, but they mostly like going back to what I was saying before, like, rappers got started like off of features and stuff. So I don't know, he might have been a featured rapper and then he just got blown up by doing that. So I don't even know what to like really consider him, but like, yeah, something like, well, artists overall, but yeah, it's just, man, like, rap, like, just seeing, like, the different generations of, like, rap music and stuff, you don't even, like, know, like, which one you can listen to, like, which one is better, you know. Overall, like, I would have to say, like 90s rap music, that was probably when it was good, but I really do like the sound of today's rap music. And there's some artists today where it's like you can listen to them and it's like a 90s rapper but in this generation. Like, for an example, like Kendrick Lamar. I know, like, the one guy, he started like blowing up to YBN Core, or what's YBN Corday, I think that's his name. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of these artists, like, I try to remember names and he's like a part of some like group and things, but I can't remember. I know his name is Corday. Like, that's about it. But there's like these 3 letters in the beginning. It starts with a Y and it ends with some other letters. I don't know, but yeah, he got praised by Colin Kaepernick. I thought that was pretty dope to see something like that. But what else? Like, yeah, it's like, I just don't know, like, which generation of rap. Like 2000s, I feel like from 2000 to 2010, like, there are some rappers that was good, but I feel like that was like that era of rap where it's like there are some artists, man, where they did some songs where it was like, it was good, but you just can't listen to something like that now unless you're like making a meme or something, like how we were back in 2008. Like, for an example, there's the one guys that, the New Boys. And remember when they did, like, the You're a Jerk song and everybody was doing the jerk dance, wearing Vans and skinny jeans and stuff? Like, yeah, I see people talking about that today, but in a joking way. And it's like, but that's something where it's like, if you see somebody doing stuff like that now, like, they're all like, oh, they're better than, like, you can't say artists like them are better than an artist like Kendrick Lamar. And there is, like, I don't know, like, it's just, I feel like that era of rap music, like, it was just, like, it wasn't, and then Soulja Boy, like, then it was just, like, you know, stuff like that, where it was, like, it is definitely, I feel like that 2000s music, and I don't know, people might just disagree with me on this one, but 2000 to, like, 2010, that's when music was, like, when rap music was for kids. Rap music, yeah, even though they were cussing, explicit content, all of that stuff, it was for kids. It was not, alright? It was not for it. Adults might have been listening to it, but do you see them listening to them now? Like, maybe, if so, like, there might be, like, that one, like, gangster rap artist that was in the, like, 2000s, 2010. Like, that was, like, probably, like, that's probably the only one that they listened to. But overall, like, my dad, he listens to 90s, like, rap music. There was, like, some artists that he does listen to, of, like, the 2000s, 2010s. But he doesn't really listen to new rappers. But overall, he probably would have to say 90s rappers, number 1. 2000s and 2010 rappers, like, number 2. And then anybody after that, number 3. But me, I don't know. Like, I would have to say this generation of rap, it is entertaining. It's music that you can listen to, like, I feel like a lot. And 90s music, you can overall, like, it's a toss-up. Like, it's a tie between 90s rap and then new generation rap. But, like, the 2000s, 2010, that's music that I can't, like, really listen to a lot. Like, 50 Cent, like, because I feel like, yeah, 50 Cent in the 2000s, like, that rap era, it was good. Like, he had the 2 albums, Get Rich or Die Trying, and then the soundtrack to the movie Get Rich or Die Trying. Those are probably, like, 2 of my favorite albums from 50 Cent. probably favorite song, I Get Money. That was a good song of his. I listened to that song a lot. But yeah, overall, like that was yeah, I feel like that was like that is definitely, I feel like that was his time. Like, I don't know about now, like you don't really see him doing music now. I think last time I seen him do a song was when he was 6ix9ine. He might have did some songs after that. But yeah, when it was like that, then the G Unit, like, oh my, I had to have me a pair of G Unit sneakers. Fun fact about me, yeah, I had me a pair of G Unit sneakers. It was just something that I needed at the time. Like, I don't even know why I needed a pair of G Unit sneakers, but I needed me a pair of G Unit sneakers. I had G Unit sneakers. I had 2 clean albums of 50 Cent. Yeah, the 50 Cent Bulletproof video game, which was that was one of my favorite PlayStation 2 games. I'm just gonna say that right now, because it had all his music on there. That was like the one I'm like, good, I ain't gotta listen to clean music all the time. Like, I could just play this game and listen to his music. But yeah, like that, I feel like that he and that just him and maybe a few other artists. I don't even know. Like, I don't even know any other artists that was like blowing up at that time that would have to, like, you know, like we can like talk about them as like if they were like the artists of that time. Like, they were like top 5 artists of like 2000 and 2010. I can't really think of a whole lot of artists from that time that was like blowing up and they did good. Like, I had to like go through my music, like, you know, on Spotify things and like see what artists that was like blowing up in the like 2000s. I think they even got like playlists and things. I'll think of some names, but who knows? I might do like a part 2 to this and just like the overall like the best rappers and best music genres and best, like, you know, part 2 something, I don't know. But yeah, if you guys ask me like what was the best era of music, I probably have to say now. Like, there's artists today now where it's like they can vouch for like 90. If they could have been 90s rappers, I feel like there's artists today that would have survived that 90s era of rap music. So like, I had to say that there's it's good, but it's like with 90s, like the 90s era is definitely, like I said, it's like a toss up. It's a tie between this generation of rap and 90s generation. But overall, like, I had to say, I do like the new generation maybe a little bit more because there's different sounds. Like, there's different, like, you know, instrumentals and stuff with this rap music. And it wasn't just strictly, like, a gangster rap beat and stuff. So, anyways, yeah, that's how I feel about new generation versus the old generation. The old generation, hands down, like, they're the godfathers of rap. You know, but in the new generation, like, they're the ones where it's like everybody's like paying attention to them right now. So yeah, overall, like, hands down, like, that's just my own personal opinion. Overall, like, yeah, everybody would say 90s rap is by far better. And yeah, I would have to agree with them. But just how I feel about it, I would have to say the new generation. There's some artists I had to say, like, I'm glad. And it's just like I said, like, it's an instrumental thing where it's like I can listen to their lyrics and their like instruments and stuff that's playing off in the background and just like, this is overall a 5-star song. You know, and I'm not saying that 90s rap wasn't, like, I hands down 90s rap is best, alright, but just my own personal opinion, I would have to say that I like the new generation of rap. So anyways, yeah, that has been another episode of the TMossBoss show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. I actually wrote down like all of the topics that I wanted to talk about for this season. So yeah, this season is I'm just thinking about doing that, like each season containing 10 episodes. Who knows? I might do part 2 to some stuff, and then it might drag on for a little bit. But yeah, this season is gonna have 10 episodes. I wrote down all the topics. All I just really need to do is write down the stuff that I plan on talking about. And yeah, I then just see like have just a successful season. Like, it's gonna be pretty good, like just good to see this. I don't know. I might take a break, or who knows? I might just be pushing these episodes out like just left and right, and the season will just start like right after the season ends. That's what I'm thinking about doing. I don't want to be that person when I'm taking breaks and, you know, and like I can't do that. So anyways, who knows? It might just be one big season and stuff. I might just go all the way up to 100, and that's why I do season 2. So, but I don't know. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this podcast. Stay tuned for the next episode. I think the next episode it should be a good one. I'm gonna try to make like each episode better than the first, like than the like last one. But overall, like I want them all to be equally good and stuff. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Shout out to everybody that's supporting. Shout out to Angela. Shout out to pretty much just shout out to anybody that's supporting my podcast movement right now. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.